Grief and loss are everywhere. We are living in very unusual times where people continue to experience a lot of grief and loss. Individually, we may be facing losses, big and small, that have accumulated over time. Some losses are small, the inconvenience of empty store shelves. Others have lost jobs, their livelihood, and millions have lost a loved one. What makes this all the more challenging is that we are also surrounded by people who are also experiencing profound losses and are grieving. Think about it. The entire world is experiencing cumulative and collective losses. There's not a simple recipe for dealing with grief and loss. Grief is one of the most painful experiences we face as humans. There's not a timeline, and there are many ups and downs. Putting pressure on ourselves to move through the grief process quickly likely backfires. It often means we are suppressing our emotions. Grief has its own timeline. The more you try to escape its grasp, the tighter it gets. What helps people heal from grief and loss? Allow grief. Fighting an emotion doesn't help. Explore and work through your feelings, be that sadness, anger, or fear, which are all normal reactions to grief and loss. What works for one person may not work for another, but some things to try: talking, writing, or journaling, art, meditation, prayer, seeing a grief counselor, or joining a grief group. Notice positive moments. Even in the midst of loss or grief, there is kindness, beauty, and joy. Ask for help. Relationships are critical. Experiencing love and support from others is an important part of the healing process. And keep in mind, while we may never get over a loss, we can learn to live with it, and we can use the experience of grief and loss to grow as a human being.